You are now listening to the following program on the Mixkill Media Network.
In a world that seems upside down, there is a man who uses his opinion as a weapon. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin McTaggart is this man, and this is the McTaggart Attack Podcast. Let's go.
Welcome, everyone, to the McTaggart Attack Podcast. My name is Kevin McTaggart, and this is my podcast. Tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a stand-up comedian. I live in Vermont. I've lived in Vermont since 2004. Let's see. I have a wide variety of interests. I enjoy sports. I'm a big Patriots, Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins, any team in Boston I'm a fan of. I'm also a fan of, I'm a graduate of Florida State University, class of 98, bachelor's degree in criminology that I don't use. So I'm a big Florida State fan as well. So that's a little bit about me. Let's see, what else about me? I'm also a big Pearl Jam fan. They're my favorite band of all time, so I'm going to be talking about a lot about Pearl Jam on my podcast. So deal with that. And let's see, I have a lot of other interests too, because I wanted to start this podcast as a way to express my thoughts and opinions on things. Because while I am a stand-up comedian and I do try to make people laugh, and by the way, I wouldn't say I'm the typical type of comedian. I do say things to make people laugh, but I do find that people laugh at me when I'm pissed off about things. And a lot of times when I'm pissed off, I don't necessarily make people laugh. So that's why I thought, hey, I could do a podcast and express my opinions and not worry about hearing people laugh at me. So I may try to be funny. I may not be. But I always try to be funny. So I hope you enjoy this podcast. The first one that I've ever done by myself. I've been a guest on one or two podcasts. So I think I'm an expert in doing it. We'll see. Let's see. What else? What can we start off with? What happened? Yesterday. What? Donald Trump. Yeah, Donald Trump said that awful. What was it? The recording came out from 2005 of his comments about women. So I read the transcript yesterday, and and then this morning I watched the video, and I'm not sure which is worse, the video or his comments. Both. They're just so vile and disgusting, and I can't believe that this guy is allowed to run for president, or that so many people want to support him to be president. I'm not sure what's worse, Donald Trump or his supporters, quite honestly. I'm sorry if you're a Trump supporter and you're listening to this podcast, but I don't get you. The only reason why I think I could possibly understand Trump supporters is they just want to vote for Trump because they think the whole system is fucked. So why not just elect the worst possible candidate? Maybe that is the plan. If you're a Trump supporter and you're hearing this podcast, please let me know. Because I want to know what the fuck is up with Donald Trump. Why? Oh my God. So awful. So incredibly awful. And the video, and then he put out his video apology last night, which was a minute and a half, and I feel like it was 45 seconds too long. I feel like the first 45 seconds was actually a good, valid apology. And then he just kept talking and talked about how bad Bill and Hillary were. And I'm like, if you're apologizing and you totally discredit other people in your apology, then that's a terrible apology. It shows that he's probably never apologized at all, ever in his life. Why would he have to? He's just a rich douchebag who doesn't give a fuck about anybody. That's the thing with the Trump supporters. Is they seem to think he gives a shit about them, but he doesn't give a shit about them. He only cares about himself. He's playing you. He's playing all you stupid, idiotic Trump supporters. You think Trump gives a shit about you. He doesn't. He doesn't give a shit about anybody. Just himself. It's fucking ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying Hillary cares about everybody. I don't... That's fine. My point here is that I don't want Donald Trump to become our next president. So much so is that I'm so willing to not want Donald Trump to become president, is that I'm willing to vote for Hillary. That's it. Yeah, I'm just willing to vote for Hillary. That's how I feel about the whole thing. I haven't really no problem with what Hillary says. You know, I'm fine with whatever. I'm a Bernie supporter. I wanted Bernie to win, but he didn't. He lost. So what? I don't care how he lost. I don't care if Hillary cheated. I don't fucking care. The decision's been made. He's lost. Bernie has endorsed Hillary. So I'm like, all right, you know, fine. It's really not, for me, it's really not a vote for Hillary. It's more of like I don't want Donald Trump to become president, basically, is what's going on here. All right. That's how bad I'm willing to go with this. Just, oh man. Such ridiculous things that he says all the time. And it's like, I choose not to get mad at what he just said. I'm just mad at whatever he says next, because whatever he says next is going to be so much worse than what he just said. It's awful. I just can't believe it. My God. Just so ridiculous. Man. Donald Trump. Let's see what else is going on in the news. As I mentioned, I'm a Florida State graduate, so I'm recording this on October 8th, 2016. So, the Florida State-Miami game is tonight, and I have a bad feeling about my Seminoles. I think they may possibly lose tonight, which hurts. I don't want them to lose. I especially don't want them to lose to the Hurricanes, to the Miami Hurricanes, the University of Miami. I don't want that. That would be awful. But it's funny, like, I mentioned how I'm a stand-up comedian. Since I started doing stand-up comedy, I tend to not get so upset about sports anymore, because I kind of see how ridiculous it is to get upset about how a sports team does. It's like, I try not to let it run my life or dictate what type of mood I'm going to be in that day. You know? It's just, yeah. So, I mean, I'm still a big fan of things, but it's like I don't let it bother me as much as it used to, which I think is good. I mean, I'm still a fan. I will still root. I'll still be happy when things happen, but I'm not going to let it run my life that much anymore, especially if my team loses. If my team wins, I will totally be happy. But then, if my team loses, I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. They lost. It's no big deal. Let's move on. Maybe that's just part of maturity. I don't know. It's hard to talk about maturity when you're a 40-year-old man living in your parents' house. By the way, this podcast is unofficially sponsored, or is in, my first commercial sponsor is the Get Kevin the Fuck Out of His Parents' House Fund. If you would like to contribute to the Get Kevin the Fuck Out of His Parents' House Fund, please let me know. I will do anything for money. That's the slogan. I will do anything for money. You know how much I would be willing to do anything for money? I'd be willing to vote for Donald Trump. That's how desperate I am. That's it. Right. I'm willing to do anything for money. Any fucking thing. That's right. One way I've figured out where I can save money is if I stop drinking. That's right. I stopped drinking, I think it's almost 10 weeks ago now. I've lost track. I think it's a good thing that I've lost track. I think. Because, yeah, it's either, I know it was July 31st was the day that I'm like, alright, fuck it. I don't want to drink anymore. I'm done. I hate it so much. I hate what it does to me. I hate, how much money it costs me. I hate drunk people That's the main reason why I want to fucking drink anymore. You ever deal with drunk people? As a former drunk person, I know how fucking annoying drunk people can be. Holy shit, guys and girls. Holy fucking shit. So yeah, I've quit drinking about 10 weeks ago. I think tomorrow might be 10 weeks. I'm not really sure. I'm not that worried that I've lost track. I think it's a good thing that I've lost track. Anyway, quit drinking helps you save money too. So that's going into the get Kevin the fuck out of his parents' house fund. Yep. So let's see what else is happening. Here's the thing. I'm gonna talk. I should, as an intro here, more of an intro. I'm gonna be talking about a wide variety of topics because as a comedian in Vermont, it's hard to talk about a lot of topics in Vermont, because for sports, for one thing, because people do not give a shit about sports on stage. They don't like sports jokes in Vermont. That's been my consensus. That's been my feeling. So it's hard to tell sports jokes. So maybe I need to go to other areas of the country and tell sports jokes, because I don't really have that many sports jokes, because nobody really gives a shit about sports jokes in Vermont. That's just a fact. Go to an open mic and see. People will try sports jokes and they will fail miserably. Alright? Yeah. I should get onto the stand-up comedy thing. Yeah, I've been doing it for 2.5 years now. I took some classes with the Vermont Comedy Club and with Natalie Miller and Nathan Hartswick. Great. Nathan was the teacher, but they both run it. And now they have their own comedy club up in Burlington, which is a lovely place to go to. I go and watch a lot of shows there, and I do their open mic. I perform in the open mic pretty much every week. Sometimes I go down to Manchester, New Hampshire at Laugh Free or Die that Tyler Morrow runs at Murphy's Tap Room in Manchester. So if you're free on Wednesdays, I'm usually going to be in Burlington, but once a month or so I try to go down to Manchester. And I'm thinking about branching out to like other areas around here. Like, I think I want to go do some open mics in Boston. I'd like to try that. That would be fun. I've done one open mic in New York City once 2 years ago, and it was alright. It was good. I just didn't like it because I had to pay $5 for stage time, and then I had to pay for drinks. It was a 2-drink minimum and $5 stage time fee. I'm like, what the fuck is this, really? And then, like, because in Vermont, you don't have that. You don't have people paying for stage time. But that's a New York City thing, apparently. So it's just so ridiculous. But no, that's the one time I did one in New York. But I am trying to branch out to other places. It's funny. Yeah. So yeah, the Vermont Comedy Club. What the fuck else was I gonna talk about today? Let's see. Sports. That's right. Tom Brady comes back tomorrow against the Cleveland Browns after his stupid, ridiculous suspension for that Deflategate scandal that shouldn't have been a scandal in the fucking first place. Oh, the whole goddamn Deflategate thing. I want Roger Goodell fired. That's right. On my first podcast, I'm calling for Roger Goodell's suspension. Or, not suspension, him to be canned, fired. He's a terrible commissioner. Does a terrible job. I'd rather have Donald Trump be the commissioner of the NFL than have Roger Goodell be the commissioner of the NFL. That's how much I hate Roger Goodell. I think if Roger Goodell were running for president against Donald Trump, I would vote for Donald Trump. That's how much I hate Roger Goodell. Wow. Yeah. Yep. I think that sums it up. That's how much I hate Roger Goodell. I hate Roger Goodell more than Donald Trump. I've just realized that. I hadn't really thought about that. Who do I hate more, Roger Goodell or Donald Trump? Roger Goodell. I hate Roger Goodell more than Donald Trump. Because this whole scandal, they do the Wells report for the Deflategate thing, and, they say Brady may have had something to do with it. So they suspend him for 4 games. How does that make sense at all? Then they appeal it so we didn't have to do it last year, and now the appeal. Then they reappealed it, and he just took the suspension because I think he was tired of it too. But it's so fucking ridiculous. Here's an example. I think I've solved Deflategate right here. Like, a few weeks ago, I'm driving home in my car. I have a Subaru because I live in Vermont, and that's the way it goes. And yeah, so I'm driving home, and it got cooler because it was about the 50s, and then it went down to the low 40s. Like, all of a sudden, it almost did that. And my front two tires, the tire pressure sensor went off. And I got it checked out, and my front two tires apparently lost 1.5 pounds of air when the temperature changed so suddenly. Imagine that. You inflate footballs inside of a warm stadium. You take them out to the field, and they lose air on their own. I think that proves that Deflategate was a stupid bullshit scandal that shouldn't have been a fucking scandal in the first place. But it's over now, and thankfully the Patriots went 3-1 during those 4 games, so it's not so bad. They would have gone 4-0 if Brady was actually playing, but I'm not that bitter about it. Who's going to be really fucking bitter, though, is Tom Brady and the rest of the Patriots for the next 12 games. If they lose a game at all this season for the rest of the way, then that's a disappointment to me. But, I mean, I just want them to win the Super Bowl and then shove it in Goodell's face, a man who I have just realized that I hate more than Donald Trump, and I didn't think that was possible. Wow, yeah, I didn't realize how much I hate Roger Goodell. I hate him more than Donald Trump. That's right. If Roger Goodell, yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to remember that line for a joke. I'm going to use it on stage. That's right. I'm going to talk about if Roger Goodell and Donald Trump were running for president against each other, I would vote for Donald Trump. That's the other reason. Those are the 2 reasons I would vote for Donald Trump. If Trump paid off my get Kevin the fuck out of his parents' house fund, or if Donald Trump was running against NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. Those would be the 2 reasons that I would vote for Donald Trump. And yeah, that I think those are 2 valid reasons. Yep. Because I'm a whore for money. Like, we're all whores for money. I hate money. Money. We're all fucking slaves to money. Money shouldn't be around anymore. I think we need to get rid of money. It's a profound thing to say, but I mean, if you look at, like, we can't do anything because of money. Unless we have money. Like, I'm drowning in student loan debt. And I can't do anything. I can't go wherever the fuck I want to go because I have to pay my bills. I have to pay off my student loan debt. You know when my student loan will be paid off? When I'm like 51 years old. According to my student loan website, my payoff date is like June of 2027. I will be 51 years old when my student loans are paid off. That is ridiculous. So goddamn stupid. I just can't believe that. Student loans suck. What's the fucking point of them? Especially when you have a degree that you're not even gonna, like, use them for. I mean, in retrospect, maybe I shouldn't have gone to college in the first place. I don't know. Who knows? I'm going on a terrible rant there, down a downward spiral of depression. Let's pick it up a little bit. What else is going on today that I wanted to talk about? Politics. I like anything. I like movies. I'm a big movie buff. I like to watch movies. I don't get to watch movies so much anymore because I go do a lot of stand-up comedy on the weekends, and it takes up a lot of my free time, which I think is good. I think it's good to be around people doing stand-up comedy than sitting in a movie theater by yourself watching a movie that you may or may not care for that much. You just go to the movies just to get the hell out of the house. But now, to get the hell out of the house, I do stand-up comedy, so maybe that's it. Maybe it's not that I like movies, it's just that I like going out and being on my own and doing things, and the only way I thought to use to be able to do things was to, go to the movies, right? Let's see. 2 revealing things about me today: how much I hate Roger Goodell, and how I used going to the movies as just an excuse to get out of the house. Maybe I don't even like movies at all, really. I might not like movies that much at all. I really just use movies as an excuse to get the fuck out of the house. Wow, this podcast has already been a catharsis for me. My God. Like, I've learned so much about myself already today. Like, how much I hate Roger Goodell, and how I use movies as an escape. Does that mean I'm using stand-up comedy as an escape? No, because I've always wanted to do stand-up comedy. I've always had the urge to try to do it. For a very long time, and I'm just a lazy slacker, and I never decided to do it. 2.5 years ago, I finally decided to get up and do it. And it's a decision. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made. I love doing stand-up comedy. If you ever want to see me perform, I will talk about what shows I'll be doing. I don't know when this podcast will be published, so we'll see. I'm getting ready now. Vermont's Funniest Comedian contest is coming up. The preliminary round is Wednesday, October 19th at the Vermont Comedy Club up in Burlington, Vermont. Me and 51 other comedians will be performing. I have 4 minutes that I have to do, and I'm trying to figure out what my 4 minutes will be. I think I know what most of it will be. I just have to figure out what the rest of it will be. I'm not sure. And I need to figure out how to put it together. I may not worry about that all too much. I might just go with the flow and see whatever the fuck is going to work. I don't know, but I want it to be my best stuff. I just don't know what my best stuff is. That might be a problem. We'll see. Let's see, what else is bothering me today? I'm here in my room, so let me see what's on the news. Oh, college football is on. I'm a big college football fan. I'm a big since I went to Florida State University, I'm a big college football fan. I love college football. I think I love college football more than I love NFL football. So, but like I said earlier, the Florida State doesn't play until they play tonight against Miami, and I have a bad feeling about that game. I do. I think this might be Miami's. Miami might win tonight. I'm just predicting that. And this is on October 8th, 2016, when I am saying this, that I think Miami might win the game. Okay? So it's a prediction before the game actually happened. So if you're listening to this podcast, which will be published after this game has already happened, either I'm a psychic or I'm an idiot. I'm hoping that I'm an idiot, because I don't want Miami to win. I just think they're going to win. Yeah. What the fuck's going on? So what's going on? Okay. What else is bothering me? Not really sure what else is going on. Let's see. Let me change the news. Let me go to Trusty, see what the hell is going on. I started watching CNN again. I just changed it to CNN, and Mitt Romney is ripping Donald Trump. Yeah, deservedly so. I love how all of the major Republican leaders are ripping the Republican candidate for president. That makes me happy a little bit. Like, I think Paul Ryan, he's discredited Trump for the comments. They'll probably still in November, though, because they're soulless douchebags who are whores for their party. That's one thing I hate about politics. I hate a lot of things about politics. I hate the two-party system. The two-party system is bullshit, because the two-party system is broken. I think that's one thing we truly need to fix. The two-party system is broken. We need to do something about that. And it's so ridiculous. Like, because I feel like the leaders of each party care more about making sure that the other party doesn't get what they want, instead of the needs of the people who've elected them into these positions in the first place. How fucked up is that? That they seem to care more. That politicians seem to care more about the needs of we can't let the Democrats do anything. Oh, we can't let the Republicans do anything. Like, look at the whole, like, the Supreme Court. We have 8 Supreme Court justices right now. 8. We should have 9. Why don't we have 9? Because the Republicans won't let Obama fill the position. How fucked up is that? How many months has that been? It's going to be 8 or 9 months before we fill the Supreme Court seat? How? Because the Republican majority won't let the Democratic president make a choice. It's probably also because Obama's a black man, but let's not digress to that. But let's stick to the party thing. The Republicans won't let the Democrats do anything. But what the fuck? See, that's just an example of how fucked up this whole goddamn system is. The whole system is fucked up. We're nearing the end of this podcast. I'm looking at the timer as it's going through, and I think it might work. I'm going to listen to it afterwards, but I feel pretty good about this one. This is the second one I've tried, but I feel better about this one. So yeah, it's been a good podcast, I think. I've talked about a couple things. I've introduced myself mostly. I think in the future, more of the podcast will be about me talking more specifically about topics. Like I may talk about a few different things that are going to happen. And I don't know how frequently we'll do it. I only intend for the podcast to be about a half an hour or so, so it should be okay. But I think I've covered everything that I've wanted to talk about today. I've introduced myself, and I've talked about how much Donald Trump is a douchebag. And I've even learned things today. Like, I've learned things about myself. Like, I learned that I go to the movies as an escape. Well, I'm probably not a movie buff. I'm probably not a movie buff. I'm a big superhero fan, but I don't read comic books. I haven't read comic books since the 90s, But yeah, so that's one thing I've learned is that I'm not really a movie buff. I just go to the movies as an escape, and as an escape from reality. And I've also learned that I hate Roger Goodell more than I hate Donald Trump. Yeah, I feel pretty confident in saying that because Donald Trump. I think. Right, that's good. All right, well, I can't really think of anything else to say today. I just really wanted to do this first podcast as an introduction of sorts and talk about a few things that are pissing me off right now. Plus, it's Saturday morning and I'm still half asleep. And maybe the next time I do this, I'll be wide awake. Maybe I'll shower first and not be in my pajamas. Or maybe I'll make my bed and make myself feel more organized as a human being or something. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for this. And, this has been the McTaggart Attack Podcast. Wait! No, I'm not going to end it yet. I need to give credit to something here. That reminds me. It's called the McTaggart Attack Podcast. The McTaggart Attack came from a fellow friend and comedian I know named Ryan Kenyon. He started the hashtag McTaggart Attack. And when I was trying to think of what to call this podcast, the only thing I could think of was calling it the McTaggart Attack Podcast. That's the only thing that made sense. So, I have to give credit to Ryan Kenyon for the name of this podcast. And I will never give him credit again. Only in this podcast. This first one that you have to listen to. Because I will never give him credit for it again. Although he does deserve credit for it, because he came up with it. I've also created a hashtag for him. It's, please feel free to use this hashtag whenever you want. It's hashtag FU Ryan Kenyon. Use that in any of your social media outlets. And, alright, I'm gonna end it now, for real this time. Thank you for listening to the McTaggart Attack Podcast, and I will, you can hear from me next time. Thank you.
Max On Mix-Off is brought to you by Sport Clips of Rutland, located in the Aspen Dental Plaza in Rutland, Vermont. Sport Clips provides you with quality haircuts that have you feeling like $1,000,000 with a friendly and knowledgeable staff that makes you their top priority. Sport Clips of Rutland is also a locally owned business that takes great pride in our community. You'll see it the moment you walk through the door. Sport Clips is home to the MVP treatment, which is my personal favorite. Here's what you get: a shampooed head massage, a steamed hot towel, and even a back massage. Also, all Castleton student and staff get 15% off when they show their Castleton ID. Talk about a deal. They also raise the bar with staying in the know on sports by having all the sports you ever want on all the TVs covering the shop, so you're never going to miss a thing. So when your hair is due for a makeover, come check out Sport Clips of Rutland and see why it's good to be a guy. Sport Clips is the official hairstyles of Team Momo.